Hey there guys and girls, this is part 2 of the oil burning / wood burning water heater. As you can see, what we've done now is we've cut all the handle off the end of the boiler here. Well, this is the combustion chamber in this part. We've drilled a hole out using a drill. As you can see, you can just bash it out with your hammer, hence it's a bit bent in, but yeah, it's alright, doesn't matter. We've got a pipe in the vise. This is going to turn into the oil burner. We went to the scrapyard again today on the way back home from town, going out into town, and we managed to get hold of a nice squirrel cage fan with a steel inner, which was originally a flue extractor from off a home boiler. Nice wiring, of course. We've got the insulated one on the live cable, so we ran out of connectors. It's not plugged in or anything, but yeah. So yeah, we've got that for now, which we just played around with. It's fitted with a 1 amp fuse. It's nice and low powered, so shouldn't cause any damage. But anyway, the most important part is we've got a nice 12 volt fan here off an old car. It's only got a plastic fan in there, but it should do the job nicely. We've got to reduce the size of this, make it smaller so it fits onto here like that. We've got to make it smaller, as you can see. Shouldn't be too hard to do. And well, that's about it really. It's we've got to drill some holes in this. We're going to drill a couple of holes here, one there for oil, so to speak, to say. Yeah, one there for oil, and one just a bit back from it for a propane input. We're going to be using copper piping. Don't know what inch thickness piping this is, but we like to work in millimeters, but I know you American people, you like to work in inches, which is completely foreign to me. It's not for the older people of the UK, but for us younger ones, we like to use millimeters because we find it a little bit more. Everything adding up to 100 is just so much more easier than whatever the hell inches works out as. You know, it's, yeah, long live the metric system. Imperial is just dated and doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, that's going to be running along inside the pipe. Let's try and get the bigger picture here. And it's going to come to about here. So it's going to be drilled in here, run along the inside of the pipe, and come to about here, where it'll just drip oil out into this thing, and it should be just enough to get it right. We're going to make it so that we can pull the pipe in and out willy-nilly, so it's not going to, you know, affect it in any way. So we can fine-tune to see where the best, you know, the best length of this inner piping, which is going to deliver the oil to the flame. It's also going to work as a bit of a preheater as well, because we'll have the propane that's in the end here. That'll be with the fan on low, blowing air into the pipe, and the propane flame will just be in the pipe, just blowing down a bit. And as it blows down, it'll roll past this tube, which will have oil in it, and it'll be heating this this tube up to help the oil vaporize, I guess. Yeah. So that should be it. It's a nice bit of stainless steel tubing, so don't mind the rust spots. They're just a bit of rust from off splattered weld that's gone on it. But yeah, should work fine. Anyway, we're going to crack on with it. Oh yeah, and I also made an awesome handle as well. Just had to show this. Push down, and it opens up. Okay, the bracket's not very good. I had to bash it into shape, but yeah, you know. Close it down, push the handle down, and it locks into place. Works well.
And if for any reason we get flashbacks, it should vent.
Yeah, it's on a spring as well. Because it's on the spring now, I can't show you because I cut the handle off. But because it's on a spring, the door just sort of bangs open a bit, and any excess pressure in the thing would be bash out the side. Say if the heat exchanger ever got blocked or something. I can't see it happening myself, but
No.
I can't ever see it happening myself. That would only happen if you ran it on gas, which we're not going to do. We'll start it on gas, but and we're also making it so that the pipe itself, the burner itself, can be pulled out of this, and can have it separate, you know, to clean it or whatever. When, you know, should the need ever arise, we'll see. Anyway, guys and girls, that's enough talking. Let's get back to the building. Hello there, guys and girls. Yeah, it's a bit of an update video. We have the fire extinguisher. We're going to turn it into a pre-burner. So the idea is you build a fire in this by poking fuel and stuff down the end of the pipe, and you basically you have this as your, you know, something for the flame, for the oil to hit in here. It vortexes in here, spinning round and round, mixing the oil in with the flames, makes it get red hot. It'll come blasting out of this opening here into the burner, which then in turn vents through the heating element, same place it's got to go. So that's the idea anyway. The original idea, which you saw on the last bit of video, didn't work. We could not get the gun hot enough. Sadly, we're trying not to use propane. We have got a propane bottle down there behind the welder, but we're trying not to use that. I mean, in the future, maybe yes, we'll start using propane, but for now, we just want to. For now, we just want to use, you know, just a standard fire, just to test it, really, basic, to see how it's going to work. Managed to fix the fan. Oh, you didn't see the aftermath of what happened. Yeah, we melted the original fan. This came off a Triumph, this fan did. That's the original motor off it, but thankfully a Fiat Cinquecento fan fits in the casing pretty good, and it produces like 3 times as much air. Much more efficient. It's still a shame it's plastic, but nah, we'll just keep it away from the flames. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to work out pretty damn decent. So yeah, that's going to be welded in sort of that angle. Try and make it straight as possible, and hopefully it'll work nice. Like I say, I've got a lot of tapping up to do to try and get the metal straight, but this looks a mess now, but believe me, when it's welded it'll look even more of a mess, like that. I got the measurements completely wrong and I just had to fill the holes in with weld. It'll work, it'll just take a while. But yeah, thankfully we found a nice selection of glow plugs, so there's some long ones as well. Let's say Bosch, France, 11 volts it says. That's what we've got. We've just got those 2 types, I think we have. Oh, we've got some smaller ones as well. There. 3 different types of glow plugs to go at. 11.5 volts there on that one. It'll be run on 12 volts, but obviously the voltage drop through the cables will probably drop them down to 11. Yeah. Some of those will be from out of a Ford Fiesta. Some of those will be out of a, I don't know, what the diesel cars have we had? Peugeot 405 probably, maybe. I don't know. Whatever, anyway. I'll get back to building this thing up, and hopefully next video will be all sort of trying to get it to run. Time will tell. Stay tuned.